Yo, what's going on, Dragon Ballers? Welcome back to another video. In today's video, we're talking about like 23 cards I think you need from set 9. I know it's a lot of cards, but a lot of them are at the common, uncommon level, rare level, so not too much to pick up in terms of price-wise. These are just cards I think that you can consider staples and splash them into a different variety of decks. So we're going to talk about most of them. It is a lot again, but again, I think it's pretty manageable. You don't need all of them, but they're like 23 or 24 cards that you should consider picking up. With that being said, guys, if you're new here, make sure to subscribe, hit that bell so you never miss a video. If you guys want to help support the channel, lots of ways you can do that down below. We got the Patreon with all that competitive content for you guys heading to the Tournament of Power. Make sure we see you guys there. We've also got the Crossroad TCG merch store. Lots of sick looking stuff there that helps support the channel. And finally, guys, if you want to buy any of the cards you see in today's video or pre-order them with set 9 coming around the corner, make sure you use my links to either TCG Player or Bearded Collectibles down below. With that being said, we are going to get into this video. So first pickup you guys need to grab is the different reboot leaders. All the reboot leaders are kind of like the campaign rares of the set. We've had a lot of different campaign rares ever since Clash of Fates, and they're generally not too expensive. I don't know what the exact pull rates are going to be for these reboot leaders in particular, and it's actually the first time we're splitting the campaign rare slot with another type of card. There's technically two types of campaign rares in this set, and the reboot leaders are one of them. So I could see it being like maybe one reboot leader per box and maybe 2 infinite attack rares per box, but I mean, that's just speculation. That's just kind of what makes sense to me. But again, I really don't think these leaders are going to be super expensive, because while they are going to be kind of hard to get if they are one per box, they're really not going to be that hard to get because you only need one of a leader. It's not like you need a playset of a leader, so the price should be really accessible. I can't imagine any of these leaders being more than like $5. So I think all the leaders are really good. The most generic ones definitely being Hit, the Goku Gohan leader. Those are the number 1 and 2 leaders I'd recommend picking up for generic purposes, and then I would recommend picking up Beerus. And then if you want to play the Metacooler archetype, pick that up. SS3 Goku is another good pickup if you want to play a heavy ramp style strategy. So those all seem like really good pickups out of the set. Next up, we're talking about the infinite attack rares. I haven't actually got a chance to talk about these cards in the video, so I'm going to read a few of them. Firstly, we've got Ultra Instinct Goku's Kamehameha. Activate battle if your leader card is blue. Choose it to one of your leader cards or battle cards, and it gets plus 15,000 power for duration of the battle. 1 energy, 15k combo. Pretty good. The auto says if all your energy is blue, and I need to make a note that that does work if you have multicolor energy charge. So this says if all your energy is blue, that means you can have a blue red, a blue red, a blue red, and then like a blue, but you can't have like a blue red, a blue red, a blue, and then a regular red. You can't have that. But as long as all your energy is of the one color, you can use this effect. When you activate this card, choose 1. If it's your turn, draw 1. So an offensive pseudo combo for 15, pretty good. And then if it's your opponent's turn, choose up to 1 of your blue energy and switch it to active mode. So this is a really good card for blue. I kind of like the green one a lot too, but they're all relatively pretty good. So Cell's Earth Destroying Kamehameha. Activate battle if your leader card is green, choose up to 1 of your leader cards or battle cards, and it gets plus 15,000 power for duration of the battle. If all your energy is green, when you activate this card, choose 1 card in your opponent's hand and place it in the drop area. So that selective discard is always really good because you get to choose a random card out of their hand. That's a lot more impactful than them just discarding their worst card in their hand. So definitely good pickups at the infinite attack rare slot. And again, they shouldn't be too expensive. The campaign rares are never usually very expensive. Android 19 Energy Fiend. Green is finally getting the 1-drop activate main, discard a card, draw a card. It's just a good generic staple to have a playset of, I would say. The foils are probably going to be pretty cheap, so I would recommend picking them up. And finally, you can play mono green with Godly Majesty Beerus. The Beerus that says when you discard it with a battle card skill, you can play it from the drop area. This works perfectly with that. It actually turns this card into a hard draw one, and then later on in the game, you can kind of just cycle out your dead cards. Really good. You're Mine, 1-drop red counterplay. When the battle card is played, choose up to 2 of your opponent's battle cards, and they get minus 5,000 power for the duration of the turn. This card's really cool. I mean, I don't think it's going to be super strong just going into next format, but this is going to be a card you're going to want to pick up foil copies of because it's going to have really good formats. Like, for example, If skillless Goku was ever to become super meta relevant again, this would be a great counterplay to counter that strategy. You just counterplay, you get rid of any Android 8s they have in the field, you get rid of any Kid Gokus they have on the field, any little one-drop weenies they have on the field this card deals with. And the fact that it deals with 2 of them is really cool. Basically, for 1 energy and 1 card, you have the potential to deal with 2 cards, which is really, really good. Frieza Death's Embrace, 1-drop, auto, draw 1, activate battle, pay a red, choose one of your opponent's leader cards or battle cards, and it gets minus 10,000 power for the duration of the turn. Now, this is an SR, it is a higher slot, and it can be a little bit more expensive, like maybe $5 to $10, depending, but this is definitely just a good card you're going to want to have. It is a Frieza card, it is a Frieza army card, but it's not tied to any type of archetype. This actually gives any red deck that you play the ability to neg your opponent's leader. That's really relevant against like really random decks like Android 21, for example, or Android 18. They're going to give you all those tokens. If you neg their leader, you can actually go in with a token for some big damage, possibly go in for games. So that's a really good strategy to use, in my opinion. Just a really good staple card to have. Light Bullet, another really cool negate coming out of the set. So we have counter attack, negate the attack. Then you may choose 2 of your battle cards and switch into rest mode. If you switch 2 battle cards to rest mode, your opponent can only attack with battle cards 1 more time for the duration of the turn. So kind of like a Nimbus that doesn't require you to discard any cards from your hand. And this is actually only really good in like very certain strategies, like U11 being one of them. But it's really good in strategies that play a lot of 1-drops. Like again, randomly if you play skillless or any other deck that spams 1-drops to the board that you don't really care to attack with, you just put them to rest mode, then you floodgate the rest of your opponent's attacks for the duration of that turn. And it's unlike Nimbus, like I said, you don't have to discard. So for a lot of decks, that can be a really valuable effect. Next up, we're talking about Majin Buu Innocent Trickster. There are quite a few of these cards that have effects like if your leader is a certain color, do X when you play it, and then if you have X energy charged when this card leaves the battle area, get X effect. Buu is a really, really good one. So if your leader card is blue and you place a card in the owner's drop area, one of your opponent's cards attacks, negate the attack. Just so you guys know, you will have to activate that from the board. Auto, if you have red energy, when this card's removed from your battle area by an opponent's skill, draw 2. So that 2-drop 15k, you basically say to your opponent, okay, answer this, and I'm drawing 2 cards. That's really good. I mean, this is a card you can play in AOD Buu. It is an assemble a squad target, so you could bring it out for that purpose if you want to charge more blues than reds. You can also just play this in a U7 deck because it is Universe 7, and then if your opponent deals with it, it's a 15k attacker that they just don't want to deal with because they don't want to give you the free cards, right? So this is a really, really cool card in my opinion. Frieza Undying Emperor, we get a battle card counterplay that actually prevents the play of something, which is really, really strong. If the battle card being played has an energy cost of 3 or less, return it to the owner's hand instead of being played. So the fact that it's a battle card means it's not a clunky extra card. You can combo with it, you can play it to attack, and the fact that it stops the play is actually very highly relevant. And whenever there's a format that 3s or less is going to be really popular, this card is going to be amazing. It's obviously very, very heavily tied to blue because of the 2 specified blue, but in any U7 deck with Warrior U7, this card is going to be amazing. Definitely, guys, pick up your multicolor super combos. I did a whole video talking about them, so I'm not going to do that here. Android 16 prototype power, another one of those. If you have X energy charge, do that type of thing. So you get to pop a 2 or less ignoring barrier if your leader's green. And then when this card leaves, if your energy is yellow, choose one of your opponent's cards and switch to rest mode. Pretty cool thing. This can tap energy. This can tap leaders, so that's good to know. We've got Anti-Laza representing all of your different check lands. So make sure you grab this and the Frieza. They actually have really good effects as well. So the Anti-Laza says activate battle once per turn. Choose a green-yellow multicolor in your hand, place it in the drop area. Then choose one card in your opponent's combo area and place it in the drop. So that's really solid. Mecha Frieza, you can swap into it, the Frieza swap engine. When you attack, you choose a leader or a battle card, give it minus 5,000 power. Super strong. Chilled's Pirate Bounty, another card I really, really like. Permanent, if your leader card is red, this card gains crit and can't be attacked by your opponent's cards. If you have blue energy, when this card is removed from your battle area by an opponent's skill, choose one of your energy and switch it to active mode. So I love this card, honestly, because it just can't be attacked by battle cards, so your opponent has to waste removal on it. That's really, really cool. Margarita, Adorable Assailant. If your leader is yellow, when you play this card, choose one of your opponent's battle cards, negate its skills for duration of the turn. That's good in really random situations, so a good card just to have a playset of. If the chosen card's in rest mode, it can't be switched to active mode during your opponent's next charge phase. If you have green energy, when this card's removed from your battle area by an opponent's skill, choose one card in your opponent's hand and place it in the drop area. Next up, Demonic Absorption. So there's a whole slew of these cards that basically get they're extra cards that apply to different color leaders, and you can combo with them. and they all generally get around barriers. So the next few extra cards to talk about, just keep in mind you can combo with them. So Demonic Absorption, you can combo with it, and if your leader card's black, choose one of your opponent's battle cards, ignoring barrier, send it to the owner's warp. Likewise, we have Artificial Impact, which KOs a barrier and makes your opponent discard a card. We have Cease to Exist, which is really, really good because you can choose up 2 of your opponent's battle cards, ignoring barrier, and give them minus 25,000 power. And Justice Blast, again, all of these you can combo with. This card says activate battle. If your leader card is yellow, choose one of your opponent's battle cards in rest mode, ignoring barrier. Negated skills for duration of the turn, then KO it. Deborah Darkest Perfected is excellent in mono black decks like Hachiak, Demigra, Toa, and the new Boo deck coming out. Counterplay, permanent, if all your energy is black, reduce energy cost of this card in your hand and drop area by 1. And then during your opponent's turn, when you play this card, choose one of your opponent's battle cards, and it can't attack or activate skills for the duration of the turn. Similar card, Hellfighter 17, the Neutralizer. Counterplay, play this card. Permanent during your opponent's turn, reduce energy cost of this card in your hand by 1. I love that this card is not tied to playing multicolor. You can play this card if you're playing mono yellow or anything like that, or maybe you're playing green yellow, but maybe you're not playing multicolors, like maybe like some type of golden Frieza build that doesn't play multis. So when you play this card, or it's placed in the drop area from a battle area by a skill, choose one of your opponent's battle cards and gated skills for the duration of the turn. Awesome card you're going to want to pick up. Then we've got Android 15, Vicious Vendetta. If your leader card is green at the end of the battle in which you combo with this card from your hand, play this card in rest mode. Auto, choose 1 or 2 cards in your life, add them to your hand. When you play this card during your opponent's turn, choose one of your green energies, switch to active mode. Essentially a free 10k combo by that effect, and allows you to self-awaken if your leader is green. Excellent card you're going to want to have. Belmont, Double Devastation, blocker, 20k. Activate main, choose 3 of your battle cards, place them in the owner's drop areas, play this card from your hand. Auto, when you play this card, choose up to 1 of your opponent's battle cards and KO it. So a free 4-drop to put in play for Successor that also KOs battle cards. You can't really ask for too much more. And then one more SR to round us off, Hit in Cold Blood. This card is a 30k triple striker, permanent, reduce energy cost of this card in your hand by 1 for each of your yellow battle cards that are blue and or yellow. Auto, when you play this card, flip your opponent's leader to the front. If you do, your opponent can't activate their leader card's Awaken or Wish skills until the end of the next turn. So we have a bunch of insane cards coming out in set 9 that are really, really generic. This is the list that I came up with. Are there any good pickups you guys can think of? Let me know that down in the comments below. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you next time.